8 powerful ways a man knows deep down she's the 1A moment that changes everything. Let me tell you something I don't say often. There's a moment in a man's life where time slows down, not because of fear, but because of clarity. You meet someone and everything inside of you just settles. No more chasing, no more pretending, no more proving. You feel like you've been searching your whole life just to exhale like this. This isn't obsession. This isn't addiction. This is peace, in the shape of a woman, and deep down, something in you knows, let's talk like brothers. No fluff, no filters, just real talk. Here are the 8 ways a man knows deep in his bones that she's the one. You stop proving yourself with most women. You're constantly performing like every moment is an audition. You dress to impress, speak to convince, and subtly flex your achievements like hidden weapons. You exaggerate your stories, polish your flaws, and hide the quiet parts of yourself, afraid they might make you look boring or weak. You feel like you always have to earn your place, win their attention, and prove you're enough. But with her, everything changes. You stop trying so hard, you stop rehearsing. You stop proving because she doesn't need the polished version. She sees you, not the character you play, but the man underneath. And for the first time, that feels like enough. You're not being judged for what you have or what you've done, but noticed for who you are when no one's watching. Suddenly, silence isn't uncomfortable. It's peaceful. You're not racing to fill it with charm or jokes, because she's not there for the performance. She's there for the presence, yours. And when you open up, it's different. Vulnerability doesn't feel risky, it feels safe. You talk about your insecurities, your past mistakes, your quiet dreams, and she doesn't flinch, she listens. She respects. That's when you know this isn't about attraction. It's about recognition. With her, your armor isn't needed. You're not trying to win her over, you're just being. And that's the deepest kind of connection, one where love isn't earned by proving, but received by being. Emotional safety becomes the priority. There was a time when chaos felt like passion. You chased the highs, mistook drama for depth, and called it love when your heart raced with uncertainty. But now, you've outgrown the noise. She doesn't make your heart race. She makes your soul rest. That's the shift. You don't crave the roller coaster anymore. You crave peace. Her peace. It's no longer about fireworks that burn out by morning. It's about fireplaces, steady, warm, lasting. The kind of love that doesn't explode, but gently wraps itself around you, even on your worst days. It's quiet, but never dull, safe, but never boring. With her, there's no guessing game. You don't brace yourself for the mood swings or emotional storms. She shows up as her every time, calm, honest, present. That stability becomes contagious. You start softening too. You stop guarding yourself, stop pretending, stop overreacting. You mirror the emotional safety she gives. And suddenly your standard for love changes. You no longer want someone who keeps you guessing. You want someone who makes you feel grounded. You want a connection that doesn't threaten your peace but protects it. Because when emotional safety becomes the priority, love finally feels like a home, not a battlefield. You feel the future sitting next to you. It's not some grand plan or checklist you're working through. You're not ticking boxes or calculating compatibility. It's simpler than that and deeper. You're just walking beside her, maybe holding her hand, and a quiet thought slips in. What would it be like to wake up next to her for the next 40 years? There's no rush, no pressure, just a vision, not forced, not imagined. It feels real, and it's not coming from logic, it's not lust either. It's your gut speaking in a calm, steady voice. This is it. Not because she's perfect, but because with her, life feels more complete. You stop overthinking, you stop analyzing. The questions fade. You don't wonder, is she the one? You just know, I don't want to do life without this. It's a quiet kind of certainty, not dramatic, not loud, just present. The way she listens, the way you laugh together, the way everything feels softer when she's near. That's the kind of future you start feeling, not someday, but now. And suddenly commitment doesn't feel like a trap. It feels like peace, like home, like knowing that whatever life brings, you'd rather face it with her than without. You want to protect her, not possess her. There's a difference between holding on and holding sacred. And with her, you finally understand it. She's her own woman, fierce, thoughtful, beautifully independent. She doesn't need protection, but something in you still wants to offer it. Not to cage her, not to limit her, but to shield her light. From a world that doesn't always know how to handle its brilliance, you don't want to dim her fire. You want to guard it. This isn't about dominance or control. It's about devotion. You're not trying to tame her. You're trying to build a world where she feels free, safe, and seen. A space where her voice doesn't have to rise just to be heard, where her strength is never mistaken for hardness, and where her softness isn't taken for weakness. You're not threatened by her power. You respect it, because real love isn't about possession. It's about protection with honor. Not from a place of ego, but from a place of reverence. You don't want to own her. You want to uplift her. You want to be the man who walks beside her, not in front of her, not behind her, but beside her, fully present, fully proud. That's the kind of love that lasts. One where freedom and loyalty live in the same breath. Other women fade into the background, still aware, but not interested. Yeah, you still notice beauty. You're human. But you're no longer searching. Craving ends. Contentment begins. Flirting feels empty. Demons go unanswered. Because your heart is already full. When one woman is enough, it's not because you can't chase others. It's because you don't want to. She inspires you to be better growth without pressure. She's not nagging you to wake up early. You just want to becoming the man you're proud of. You start leveling up, not to impress her, but because her presence reminds you of who you truly are. Love that reflects your higher self. She holds a mirror to the best version of you. And for the first time, you believe it's possible. Silence feels like safety. Fullness in the quiet moments. No music, no talking, just the two of you in silence, and it feels whole, not hollow. No performance, just presence. You don't need to entertain her. Just being there is enough. Peace that feels like home. That's when lust starts to feel cheap. And peace, it starts to feel like everything. You can let her go even if you don't want to. Loving without losing yourself. You love her. You cherish her. But you also know you'll be okay if she leaves. Peace that isn't dependent on people. Your world doesn't collapse if she walks away. Because your peace, it's no longer external. Choosing her, not needing her. When love is a choice and not a dependency, that's when you know it's real. The final truth. It's not about her, it's about you watching your own evolution. You're not just falling in love, you're rising into who you were always meant to be, being ready for real love. It's not about finding the one. It's about becoming the man who's ready when she shows up. Conclusion, you already know the answer, brother. If your soul gets quieter around her, if your growth accelerates when she's in your life, if your peace expands just by holding her hand, then you don't need signs. You already know. Let her feel your peace. Let her witness your evolution. Let her trust your love, because it's grounded, mature, and whole. And if you've made it this far, drop ready in the comments. Not just ready to find her, ready to be the man when she finds you.